Herman Cortes was a Spaniard living in Cuba. He had heard rumors of gold in the Mexican Empire of the Aztec. He was convinced he could find that gold. He obtained a charter from the Spanish government, and in February 1519 headed off to conquer the Aztec Empire. Cortes departed, despite the fact that at the last moment the governor had revoked his charter. Cortes landed on the Mexican coast in March with 600 soldiers. He was facing the Aztec Empire ruled by Montezuma, who controlled all of Mexico from his inland capital. When Cortes landed, he befriended a Native American princess known as Malintzin, who became his guide and translator. With her help, he set off inland. Montezuma allowed Cortes to enter his capital in the hopes of better understanding the threat from these strangers. In addition, Aztec legend foretold that a fair-skinned foreigner would become the ruler of the Aztec. Once in the city, the Spaniards seized Montezuma and held him hostage for a number of months while they plundered the Aztec gold. Cortes discovered that the Spanish governor of Cuba had sent a small army to arrest him, so he hurried to the coast with most of his army to try to defeat his Spanish rivals. He swiftly defeated the Spaniards and convinced the men who surrendered to join him. Meanwhile, the small group he left behind murdered the priest of the Aztec during a religious ceremony that became known as the Massacre in the Main Temple and caused a local rebellion. The Spanish demanded that Montezuma get his people to stop the revolution. Instead, Montezuma's own men stoned him to death. The Spanish were forced to flee the city, losing many of their men and much of their gold. Cortes returned a few months later with a much larger army. His better-equipped army was able to quickly defeat the Aztec and capture the capital, Tenochtitlan. Cortes had a silent ally, a deadly smallpox epidemic that had devastated much of the population. The proud Aztec Empire came to an end.